All right, Judges 17, let's call this one In Their Own Eyes and subtitle it Micah Takes a Levite. It's because this chapter is going to be characterized by Micah finally meeting a Levite, a legitimate priest, and making that Levite his family's priest. But to get there, Micah starts off by taking some things from his mom, and it's a large sum of money. That sum of money is going to seem to work on his conscience because he's going to return it to his mother, and she's going to forgive him. But with that money, she is going to have a smith, a metalsmith, make a household god. And with those household gods that she's going to give to Micah, he's going to make a shrine. And he's going to take his sons and make them priests, even though they're not Levites, and only the Levites are supposed to be priests. But when he finds himself lucky enough to meet a real live Levite, he is going to strike a deal with that Levite to make that Levite his family's own personal priest. And the mistake that Micah is going to seem to make is that in his eyes, the fact that he simply possesses a Levite is going to then entitle him to possess God's blessings. And what he is going to miss is the difference between actual cause and proximate cause, meaning not distinguishing between the fact that those things were simply near their success and they're not the actual cause of their success. God was. But understand that in worshiping the proximate cause of their success, they had the permission to assign whatever character they wanted to that God. On the other hand, in going back to genuinely search out the actual cause of their success, that came with baggage, having God define the character that they would then have the responsibility to live up to. And understand, in a lot of ways, that's the same dilemma that we find ourselves in, because to the degree that we attribute our success to a proximate cause, it gives us likewise the benefits of being able to define a religion that's free of whatever responsibilities we don't care to be burdened down with. But here's the question. Does that religion actually retain its value? Think of it this way. A few years ago, Zimbabwe tried to get itself out of an economic recession by simply printing money without regard to whether or not that money was attached to anything of actual value. And it's not just Zimbabwe. We are currently in a period of inflation here in the United States because in a time of desperation, we printed money without proper regard to whether or not that extra printed money was connected to anything of actual value. And over time, our prices rose because it took more of a dollar that had less and less value to buy the same things that a few years ago seemed to be set at a more reasonable price. And so likewise, religion can take on the same value when, as we see in this period of the judges, each person is doing whatever is right in their own eyes without regard to objective integrity. And so that whole concept of Micah taking a Levite without regard to the fact that that Levite isn't the cause of his success, it's simply an opportunity for Micah to have a better understanding of the kinds of things he would need to do to be in a proper relationship with the God who is the actual source of his success. And so, as we often say, God's best to you as you go forward in him. God willing, this time, with us being able to overcome the temptation to redefine religion in a way that makes us free from responsibility, but also frees religion of its actual value, which is essentially the value to create success in an environment of genuine peace, understanding that because Israel's success became completely untethered from any objective integrity, the rest of the book of Judges is going to be defined by a nation that becomes known for everything from rape to murder to open lawless theft, when it was a nation that was designed to be known as a successful nation that also dwelt in an uncommon peace.